Hey folks, Dave here, and welcome back to the Confederate Republic. If you're not familiar with this series, this is an alternate reality, historical real-time strategy campaign where I am playing as the Confederate States of America and trying to alter history. I love strategy games, including, of course, Total War, and history, and this has been a really fascinating campaign. We're here in, I believe, the middle of 1863 now, and I am preparing to besiege Washington, D.C. in order to hopefully distract the Union armies that are currently occupying Richmond, as you can see down here south of D.C. Let's see how it goes. This is going to be a pretty long fight with 3 Confederate armies deployed, one led by Robert E. Lee, one by Stonewall Jackson, and then one unit of, or army of mostly militia and a few regulars here, fighting against 3 Union armies defending D.C., led by John Buford, an unknown general, General McDowell, and then some militia for the Union side as well. We have the definite numerical advantage here, but they also have some experienced and advanced units. But Lee's army in particular has a lot of experience. This is our best shot at hopefully getting the Union to abandon Richmond, so let's go for it. And here is our deployment. I'm actually really liking this hillside that we have here. First thing I'm going to do with our initial deployment of Lee's army is get these Confederate 12-pounder Napoleon cannons up here on this hillside. That gives them a nice line of sight, although I also want to have some infantry over here to protect them. We'll do the Stonewall Brigade if I can get them up close enough. It's not perfect, but that's pretty good. I think I'll actually move them just a bit left right there. Then bring in Gregg's brigade for their right flank. Okay, now for the rest of our cannons. I'm going to put a howitzer right here, just behind them. This steep hillside right there should protect them from a flanking attack. What else do we have here? Okay, a second unit of howitzers, and these can fire over my own lines. So I'm going to put them back here a little bit on the left. Do I have any sharpshooters? I do. Let me actually tighten this unit up and then get these sharpshooters up close to the cannons. Go. Fill in with some line infantry. I'll make sure that General Lee is protected back here behind the hill. Let's get my Vignette cavalry on the far right. How far can we go? Not very far, it looks like. Hopefully, they can get down that hillside. Fill in some more infantry here. I really like that ridge line. We're going to probably hold there and hit them with artillery first. Stonewall Brigade for the right flank. And then some more infantry for the left. I'll use my dragoons just to fill in the left flank, although it looks like I can actually deploy, forwards just a bit. Let's move one more unit to the left. I just don't want to leave any gaps, and I think I can kind of stretch the right flank out a bit more. That ridgeline should really help. Okay. Perfect. And there's the Yankees. U.S. militia. And up front we have line infantry, it looks like. Now, do they have any cannons is the question. Some devastating howitzer hits right there at the beginning. Almost 20 men down. And there's their reinforcement point. I'm not going to go for the infantry with my cavalry just because they'll get locked into hand-to-hand combat on that side. That'll get messy real quick. Ooh. But Vignette cavalry, I want you going for these cannons and their general immediately. I'm actually not sure what to do with my dragoons back here. I'll keep them moving now. I actually want the artillery firing down on probably the clustered infantry in the center there. Oh, I did not deploy my Napoleon cannon. He's heading out into the battlefield. Whoops. Okay, we have Gatling guns. Gatling guns coming in on the right here. I'm going to pull all of my cavalry here on the right to go for those Gatling guns. They are devastating, and the Confederacy has really nothing to match them right now. You guys form up over here. Come on, come on. Push through those infantry. Hit those Gatling guns. Howitzer number 1, fire on that infantry. Howitzer number 2, work on the center infantry, I guess. We're going to lose some units over here, but hopefully... Okay, we've killed one of their generals. Where's that Gatling gun? Got a howitzer in there. Oh man, what a fight. Where's the Gatling gun? I don't even see it. Oh, they pushed past. Okay. Cavalry. Fall back. Hopefully... There we go. Yeah, we can pull out of that fight. Flank around. Full speed. Let's hit those Gatling guns again. Nice. They're having to advance towards the ridgeline. And our cannons are finally back where they're actually supposed to be. Canister shot. Use it on the infantry. I'm going to make a push for those Gatling guns once again. Howitzers fire down on their front lines. We got stopped by one of their general's bodyguards, actually. Come on, guys. Push through. Hit the Gatling guns. Let's go. I'm going to have my dragoons start mopping up some of these guys that are reinforcing. I think with 2 units of dragoons, I can actually hit both of those units of line infantry from behind. There we go. Now we're hitting the Gatling guns once again. I guess you guys should engage all of these units of generals' bodyguards that are trying to hit us from behind. I'm going to have the second howitzer also assist with the fight down here, because it's so messy. Lots of line infantry pushing on the right side. We haven't taken any losses yet from some of these units, though. Confederate Irish Brigade is still at full strength. That Gatling gun should break soon, I hope. break the Gatlings, break the Gatlings. And the Dragoons have hit over here on the left flank. Almost no losses so far, but the Union soldiers are getting torn to pieces. Okay, the second unit is turning to fire on the cavalry. Let's pull those Dragoons back. Now we're taking losses. 10, 15. Fall back, fall back. And we have lost a unit of cavalry here, but we've also taken out their Gatling gun. I'll pull this unit of cavalry back, just in case we get any more Gatlings or high priority units coming in. Those howitzers got deployed just in time. I'm going to march my left flank out here to engage these far left units right here. Try and hit them from two sides with infantry and cavalry. Irish Brigade is definitely taking losses now. Let's hit that howitzer with our Napoleon cannons. Looks like General McDowell is actually pursuing my cavalry. That'll be his last mistake. They're weakened, but they definitely outnumber his general's bodyguard. Let's have that line infantry engage. I'm going to actually have these two units push up just a bit here as well. Get those sharpshooters up front before their cannons deploy. What a wild fight here on the right. That ridgeline is going to make all the difference, I think. It's probably time to start marching some reinforcements down there, though. I'll get these line infantry from next to my cannons moving now. Napoleons fire down on the infantry. You guys shift your fire to the right as well. Oh, General Stonewall Jackson has joined the fight. I'm going to actually withdraw him from the fight. I don't need two generals that are so crucial to my military on the battlefield at the exact same time. Okay, Dragoons start marching in. I think General McDowell on the Union side has just died. No? Another general, perhaps? Might have been the militia general, actually. We're going to adjust our fire here and fill in this right side. You guys have a long march, but let's get you coming around to the right. And then this unit right up here. And we'll fill in next to this shed right here for cover. Dragoons, charge in and take out that artillery. Confederate engineers, I want you guys marching right up to this wall. Right there. Yeah, let's get more units along the ridge line right here. I'm gonna go ahead and run them in. We'll swap, who's this, the Irish Brigade with the Stonewall Brigade, who have taken less losses. definitely want to keep an eye on General Lee as well, and make sure that he's not in any kind of danger. Alright, we've got some cavalry, Custer's cavalry coming in here. Where's my dragoons? I want you guys actually pushing back here with the Vignette cavalry, just in case we see Custer's cavalry doing something aggressive. Have you guys there in the back. And I think it's time to move these cannons and aim them more at the Union's reinforcement direction here. Everything is shifting over to the right side now. Wait. Not everything. We do have reinforcements from the rear. Okay, let's get a couple units here turning to face the new threat, and that'll also give our leftmost dragoons something to do too. Yeah, I'll push these cannons up to right here just so they can help. Second unit of howitzers, fire on. Well, you actually need to move too. You're too far back. And that howitzer back here is kind of in an awkward position without a lot of cover now. I'll go ahead and move him. Greg's brigade, go ahead and march around the back here as well. Stonewall brigade, how is your ammo looking? That's okay. Need to watch those ammo counts too. Greg's brigade, go ahead and join our second line over here. Actually, both of these units need to come around because they've got at least 3 units coming in, possibly more. Alright. Gotta watch that flank. Howitzers, come on back to this hillside here. We definitely hold this high ground south of DC. We're really using it to our advantage. I'll shift a few of these lines around. Yeah, they are getting a bit low on ammo. Going through that powder and shot pretty quickly. Let's not let those dragoons get caught out in the open. Go ahead and charge back here. Oh, they're already set up. Fall back, fall back. That line formed up really quickly. Come on, howitzers. Get on up here. I want to get these units along this ridge line in the forest. I'm going to go ahead and run them downhill. Shouldn't be too bad of a run. Just realized that we've got a cavalry fight here in the back. Custer's cavalry is ambushing my Vignette cavalry, and I'm hoping that these injured dragoons can help, but I think I'm going to actually lose that fight against Custer's cavalry. That's going to be dangerous. It's very hard to split your attention and keep an eye on all parts of the battlefield at once. And the Confederates have an accuracy penalty and a morale penalty compared to the usually more trained and organized Union troops, which is why I'm going to close the gap here, get a bit closer, tighten my lines, and then from there face off with these Union lines. Howitzers are almost in position. I think we're actually seeing... Alright, slow march, guys. I think we're actually seeing the last waves of reinforcements coming in now. I think we're going to lose our dragoons back here, though. Napoleons, where are you? Fire on Custer's cavalry if you can hit them from all the way back there. They're firing. Some wild shots, it looks like. Nothing I can really do there to save my cavalry. One last brave Union charge up the Confederate-held hill, it looks like. Right into the guns of the 74th Confederate Regiment of Foot, Stonewall Brigade. They're definitely living up to their name of Stonewall. I'm going to actually pull my dragoons towards the center here in case Custer's cavalry charge the lines. Oh, we have more cavalry, actually. Reinforcing. I'm going to have 3 units watch this back corner. The other 2 are going to move in towards this unit of state militia that's just sitting back here. I don't know what he's doing. Just hiding behind the wall. One last defensive line, if you will. Howitzers are deployed. Fire on the Union lines. You guys go ahead, push up, get that line set up in the forest. I think we've got it here, guys. Yep, more Vignette cavalry coming in. Just what I needed. Dragoons are mopping up that line infantry now. Let's actually break 3 units off. Seeing everyone's pretty injured now. A lot of losses from those units. We'll go after that last unit of Union militia hiding behind the fence line. Napoleons, keep firing on Custer's cavalry. There we go. I was waiting for those hits to come in. Oh yeah, that left flank is looking pretty secure. I'm going to have my cavalry start marching in and preparing to do a 2-pronged attack against Custer's cavalry, which is just still taking that artillery fire. Howitzers keep firing down on the retreating Union soldiers. We don't want this army to be able to regroup closer to DC. Wow. This hillside here. Devastating losses for the Union. We just had killing fields off of these ridge lines. Alright, we're going to let those last 2 Union soldiers retreat here on the left. No need for a complete massacre. especially as their infantry are actually moving out now. Confederate engineers, let's have, actually no, sharpshooters. Go ahead and run up this way. I know you're tired. Let's try to not let these guys get over to the fight. Confederate Irish Brigade has tons of experience now. Man. Both Irish brigades, which were a key part of holding this right flank, now have just tons and tons of experience. Yep, I'm seeing the last few Union units retreating. I see no more reinforcements. This is almost the end here, guys. Almost the end. Unfortunately, our howitzers can't quite reach Custer's cavalry, and they're kind of just holding the line back here. That's going to prove to be annoying to fight. Cavalry, wait. Let the infantry get some shots off on the militia. And they're broken. Not surprising, given their odds. I'll have the cavalry move in to finish crushing their morale. Infantry push up. Confederate cavalry, can you possibly get them to push out just a bit? Custer's cavalry back here. I'd really prefer to have my howitzers and Napoleon cannons all be within range, instead of facing off this giant unit of still 91 out of 150 for Custer's dragoons. I've already taken enough losses. I'm trying to minimize any more here at the end of the fight. Oh, they are taking the bait. Cavalry, push back, push back. Second thought, they are breaking. Push now. Okay. I think though, if they surrender, we're going to go ahead and take the victory, and we'll let Custer's cavalry retreat off the battlefield, because I don't think I could actually catch up to them anyway. That brings us to 9,400 troops deployed, only 967 lost. However, we killed 4,300 Union soldiers, giving them a total amount of losses of 4,900 once you count in all of the artillery explosions, friendly fire, and the usual fog of war madness. Confederate Stonewall Brigade coming out on top for the kill count with 365. Second Stonewall Brigade at 304. Those guys definitely earned that name. Irish Brigades at 269 and 268. More light infantry from Louisiana at 260. Confederate cavalry way down here at 222. One of our howitzers getting 212 kills. That breaks up the remaining armies that were defending DC. Now, the problem is, now we've kind of flip-flopped. The Union occupies Richmond. They're burning much of Virginia, and much of North Carolina is burning as well. I've got kind of a running defense going on here. What still has to happen is, I still have to get these armies out of North Carolina while holding the Ohio territories up here, and also pushing them out of the North Carolina area. There's still a lot to be done, but politically, the Union has suffered an embarrassing loss here. We have conquered their capital in return for their conquering of our capital. I think my next step is to actually get, let's get General Longstreet here.
You ask too much.
Marching south.
And
there we go.
forward.
He's done enough work up here in Pennsylvania and New York, burning down the Union farms and industrial facilities. I think I'm actually going to have him occupy DC, and I'm going to have General Lee replenish his troops,
At the ready.
and then we're going to march south
Immediately.
And Lee and Stonewall Jackson are going to retake Richmond and then hit these attacking Yankee armies from behind in North Carolina. And from there, just as an interesting political experiment, I'm going to see if the Union will accept a trade. Richmond for DC. Even if we conquer Richmond ourselves, from there, I'm going to offer them peace in exchange for their capital back. I'll make a save first, but I just want to see if it's possible if the Confederate States of America here in our custom campaign could actually coexist with the Union. I mean, really, I'm not giving them a huge amount of choices here, given our recent military victories, but we'll see if they'll accept peace. Let's see if there's anything else that I can do for this turn. I think...
Yes?
Yep. All of my Carolina armies are out of movement points for this turn.
Make ready.
As is General Stewart, coming east from Kentucky. What are these armies up to? I think chasing Stonewall Jackson's army, but
Sir.
kind of missed that one. Yeah, Stonewall, come a bit west if you can.
For crown and country.
We really can't afford any replenishment for
Make
this
ready.
turn. So, I think we'll end it here. Although, looking at the numbers, I would bet that this simple army of mostly militia and volunteer infantry could actually take Richmond back. But they have a Gatling gun and a light horse artillery.
Ready and awaiting orders.
I don't feel like throwing away my men's lives. Ah, it's so tempting though. I've got
Yes?
3 units of cavalry, no 4. But charging a Gatling gun, I actually just, I can't accept those losses. That's, that would just be horrific. Let's end our turn for now. Looks like Stonewall Jackson can intercept those 2 armies west of DC. I think that's around Harper's Ferry. Let's auto-resolve.
Virtue and valor unconquered.
We lost 179. They lost all 421. Ooh, I am seeing Union forces pouring out of the north here. Where did all those troops come from? Let's get General Lee's army topped off here. 5,700 to replenish.
Sir.
And then we're going to have to do 904 for Jackson's army. So that's actually everything that we have. We have 6 gold left for this turn. So what we're going to have to do,
Sir. Sir. Your orders?
is be really, really careful. We're in a good position, but it's going to be way too easy to lose it. Jackson and Lee are going to stay in DC for now.
Ready and awaiting orders. At the ready.
And let's see,
Yes,
General Stewart's going to come east.
March! Sir.
This army will come west.
Forward! March!
Okay. So now we have this Western Union army surrounded, but not outnumbered by too much. Thankfully, they have no Gatling guns, just light horse artillery. However, this army got a Parrott rifle, light horse artillery, some experienced troops, howitzer, Parrott rifle, more experienced troops.
Yes, sir.
General Mosby is going to have to just hold the line as his troops replenish by himself. Move him
Immediately.
just a bit more to the west.
Ready and awaiting orders.
And before I move this militia, either north or south, I think it's time to see if the Union will accept peace. Even before that, though, let's look at our history for July of 1863. Gettysburg. A chance encounter between Union and Confederate forces begins the three-day Battle of Gettysburg in Pennsylvania. In the bitter fighting that follows, Union forces have greater numbers and stand behind better defensive positions. Despite repeated assaults by Confederate troops and heavy losses on both sides, the Union emerges victorious and Lee's forces withdraw back into Virginia. Militarily, Gettysburg is the high water mark of the Confederacy. It is also significant because it ends Confederate hopes of formal recognition by the British and French governments. Ironically, I actually have an army in Pennsylvania right now. He's got a long ways to go to get south, though. Alright guys, let's just see if the Union will accept that peace. I already made a save. We definitely outnumber them for territory. Let's request peace in exchange for... They give us Virginia. And we give them Maryland and DC. And there we have it. In July of 1863, peace is formed between the Confederate States of America and the United States of America. We have recaptured our historic capital of Richmond from the enemy. President Lincoln of the Union has accepted peace. For now, as he says, but the wind can change. I'm going to call that a successful political victory as the rest of our armies gather here in Northern Virginia. That leaves a really solid defensive line there in Virginia, and a lot of Union troops that have been able to get back from the Carolinas to DC. I think they kind of saw the writing on the wall there. It was going to take time, but as long as my two best armies, Stonewall Jackson and Lee, could hold on to DC, I was very slowly going to cut off and destroy all of the Union armies in the Carolinas. It would have taken probably a few more turns and a lot of replenishment, but like I said, the writing was on the wall, guys. Richmond is also mostly on fire. It's going to net us an income of 7,000 next turn. We can lower that to 4,900. Keep the people a bit happier. I am going to continue the series if you guys are interested with a military victory over the Union, but this is actually the win condition that I had kind of set for myself here personally. I wanted to see if the two nations could actually coexist, and it looks like they could. Now, I'm not sure how long that would remain, so for the rest of this episode, I'm going to get Lee back to Richmond.
Ready for order.
I'm going to get this militia moving to Ohio.
Make ready.
And I think Longstreet is going to stay in northwestern Virginia as well. But I'm going to actually run at least, let's say, one more turn. I'm not going to bother saving, just to see if the peace would last for a few turns. Here we go. The United Provinces want North and South Carolina for a payment of 76,000 gold. That is the heart of the Confederacy. No thanks. I'll skip our history for this month. And let's just take a look at where the Union troops are. It looks like they're mostly marching back to Philadelphia, with a few troops here in western New York.
Sir.
General Jackson, let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll send you west.
March. Ready and awaiting orders.
Militia, go west as well.
March.
Here's General Mosby. General Mosby, you're down here in the far south.
By the land.
I'll get you moving west as well.
Humble servant.
General Woodson, you're going to be our western garrison as we just run out a few more turns.
And
I know you just came all the way east, but head back to Iowa and Minnesota.
sir,
And then
Orders.
General Stewart,
your humble servant. Yes.
gather up your militia here.
Sir, at the ready.
We'll have you occupy the Carolinas, just in case of a Union breakthrough of some kind. Wow, I left a lot of their territory burning, but they definitely returned the favor for me. We're going to be replenishing
Humble
troops
servant.
and rebuilding for quite a while. It's lots of smoke all over our territory. Alright guys, let's roll one more turn and see where things end up. August of 1863. In the actual Civil War, Fort Sumter is bombarded again, and the Lawrence Massacre takes place. It was a Confederate guerrilla attack by Quintrill's raiders, led by William Clark Quintrill, on the pro-Union town of Lawrence, Kansas. And the town was targeted due to its long support of abolition and its reputation as a center for redlegs and jayhawkers, which were free state militia and vigilante groups known for attacking and destroying farms and plantations in Missouri's pro-slavery western counties.
Ready and awaiting orders.
Let's put Jackson up in the northeast here.
Ready for orders.
Oh wait, no, that's General Longstreet, not General
Ready for
Jackson.
orders.
Things are looking pretty good here, so let's roll one more turn and see if that peace actually stands. The Union is still hostile, so I doubt they'll go for a trade agreement. But let's see. They are insulted. That's what I thought. Well, I'll just repair some buildings for now. Let's get the Carolinas back into action here. There we go. With 30 gold to spare, Richmond will be repaired next turn as well. That brings us to August of 1863, Part B. And in the actual Civil War, they had the General Order 252. Let's see what this was. Okay, so this was an order that allowed Union forces to treat Confederate troops and captured soldiers as their own detained soldiers were treated. So if a Union soldier was put into slavery, the Union would do the same to a Confederate soldier. Well guys, the peace is holding, so I'm going to call that a successful political victory for the campaign for now. If you guys would like to see that continuation for a military victory, let me know. But for now, I'm going to call it for this episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.